Change your diet, change your life, change the planet.
I've won races all over the world now. So what? Who cares? The race where I've had the most impact in the past 7 years was a half marathon I did in Springfield, Missouri. I was doing a Midwest speaking tour and I was on my way to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I was checking in at the hotel and I saw a guy in running gear checking in. And usually when you see somebody dressed up in running gear at a hotel, that means there's a race. So I said, "What's the race?" He said, "Oh, there's a half marathon tomorrow morning." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Where?" "Oh, the Bass Pro Shops." Talk about shock. Have you ever been to a Bass Pro Shops? It's deer heads and buffalo heads and giant fish on the walls and every creature on earth killed and mounted. So here I am going to go to Bass Pro Shops to run a half marathon to educate people about veganism. So I missed my alarm. Race starts at 7 a.m. I look at my watch, it's 7:15. I jump out of bed. I grab my clothes, I pack as fast as I go, and I drive to the Bass Pro Shops. I get there a little after 7:30. They've already taken down the start. They've taken down the barricades in the street. I don't even know which direction they went. So I run up to a guy, I'm like, "Where did they go?" And he's like, "Well, they went down Jefferson Street, and then you turn right on Cherokee, and then you make a left on Main." I'm like, "I've never been to Springfield, Missouri." I'm like, "Ah." So I just start running. I'm running and running and running and running and running. And eventually I come to a mile marker. I'm like, "Ooh, I'm on the course." And then they put the mile marker in a truck. And I'm like, "I better hurry up before they take the next one down." Finally, I see some police lights up in the distance. I'm like, "Aha, that's the last person in the race." I'm in last place, but I'm gaining ground. So I eventually caught that person. And as I ran by, I was probably running like 5:20 miles or something like that, which is not super fast, but it's fast compared to somebody walking, right? So when I ran by last place, I scared the crap out of them. Because when somebody's coming up on you from behind at that speed, like right next to you, it's like, "Whoa!" And they scream, "Whoa!" And I didn't think anything of it. I was thinking about, I got to move up in the pack. I've got like 5,000 people in front of me now that I got to catch. And I'm half an hour behind. So the more people that I passed, the more people that I scared. They didn't expect me coming. So then I'm like, "Oh, I guess I should probably announce that I'm coming." I'm compassionate, right? I don't want to scare them. So I'd say, "Runner coming, coming through, racer coming." And they would all turn around like, "Oh, like what's this guy doing back here?" And the front of my shirt says "Running Raw." The back of my shirt says "Powered by Raw Food." So they would turn around surprised that somebody's coming, and they'd see how fast I was running, and they would read my shirt. And then as I ran by, they would read the back of my shirt. How do I know? Because people talk out loud. I can hear them. And as I'm passing tens, 20s, hundreds, thousands of people, whipping by them like they're standing still, they're all, not all, but a lot of them are talking about my shirt. I go by this one group of women walking together or running together, and as I blow by, I hear one of them say, "Oh yeah, raw food. I just saw that on Sex and the City." And then, I'm out of earshot, so I can't hear what they say after that. But somebody else says, "Oh yeah, I tried that raw diet." Or, "Raw, what does that mean?" I was starting conversations throughout the race as I blew through. And then it was an out and back at one point. So I passed a couple thousand people, and then I come around, and now I'm facing them, coming back in the other direction. Now as I'm running by, they all start cheering, "Go raw guy, raw food, running raw." They're all clapping. And the point is this. I got 800th and some odd place in that race. It's my worst result yet. And I reached more people coming in 855th than I ever reached by winning a national championship. Not many people know that I've won national championships. It doesn't matter. It's a good resume item. It gets me booked at talks like this. You know, and if somebody's in a debate about whether or not you can be an athlete on a raw diet, they can go to my website and say, well, how do you debate that? But for the average person, they don't know and they don't care. They don't want to be national champions. It doesn't matter to them. But I reached thousands of people that day by performing terribly. And after the race, hundreds of people came up and talked to me. They didn't talk to the winner. They didn't see the winner. They didn't even know who won, but they knew who I was because I was running with them. In a race, when the gun goes off, there's only 3 or 4 people that are going to see me the whole race, and that's it. I don't get to see anybody else. So I learned a very valuable lesson that day. You don't need to win. You don't need to dominate. You don't need to beat. You don't need to be the best. You just need to be friendly, kind, compassionate, and considerate, and warn people that you're coming. Howard Lyman, who wrote The Mad Cowboy, I used to manage a vegan restaurant in Los Angeles, and he would come in a lot, so we would talk. And I was asking him about, how do you talk to people about veganism? And the best advice he gave me one day, he said, don't tell them unless they ask. And if they ask, you have 30 seconds. That's it. How do you know if someone is vegan? He said, don't worry, they'll effing tell you. Right? We are high and mighty and righteous and superior. We are compassionate.